Hey everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow out of Diagnostics. We're at a local shop and sitting in a 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. And I'm like, this vehicle seems kind of familiar. This was the one that we diagnosed at another shop that had a cylinder 3 misfire, blown head gasket. Classic Chrysler Pacifica Pentastar problem. Now, this shop here, the second shop, they actually replaced the head gaskets and I think the timing, the phasers, and button everything up, and now they said the check engine light's on, they cannot get it off, and it's storing a whole bunch of codes. There's 9 codes total. 1050 intake valve control solenoid 1 circuit open, solenoid 2 circuit open, solenoid 4 circuit open, bank 2 cam 1 position actuator circuit open, camshaft 1 positions, or bank 1 camshaft 1 actuator, bank 2 camshaft 2 actuator, bank 1 camshaft 2 actuator, intake valve control solenoid 3. So all the intake valve control solenoids and all of the cam position actuator circuits. So 9 codes total, and then air intake sensors 1 circuit high. Crazy. You might say, what was touched? Maybe they left, the wiring harness, maybe something happened there. Let's take a look at a wiring diagram and see if all these are tied together somehow, because, 9 codes all at once is a little suspicious. Okay, so looking at the powertrain diagram, I'm seeing these camshaft position solenoids, 21, 22, 11, 12, and there are, I guess they share grounds. There's the G914A on these two, and then G927A on these two. Now, if we go to the next page, we have ignition coils, camshaft position solenoids. I'm looking for these VVL solenoids. So is that what it was referring to? Intake valve control solenoid. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's solenoid 2, so they all also share 914A, 927A, 914A. There should be one more. There it is, 927A. So I told the shop, hey, check your grounds, these 2 grounds that are located on kind of the rear of the cylinder heads. Let's look up where they are. So again, Chrysler location diagrams are kind of not very good. I mean, they have this like 3D view, and it just kind of shows you the approximate location. And the ground distribution, all the solenoids and the camshaft position actuators and the ignition coils share these 2 grounds, 914A, 927A. Does the car start and run? Let's see. Wow. Talk about a long crank time. So let's let the battery charge up a little bit here. So what does that tell you? If the ignition coils work, how could those 2 grounds be bad? And how are we storing all these codes? Let's start from scratch, clear all the codes out, and see what comes back right away, and go from there. So I'm going to clear all these codes out. Yes. Okay. No DTCs. Let's fire it up again. Okay, fires up better. It's low on gas. That's good. Let's rescan it one more time. So I think from that poor cranking attempt, only the TCM doesn't have codes. So I'm going to clear them all out, start from scratch. It's nice that the TOPDON has a little battery monitor here so we can make sure the battery doesn't die during our code clear. Look at that. It's down to 10 volts already. This battery's shot. I have to put jumper cables on it to restore battery voltage. Alright, I got the GOOLOO 4000 jump pack hooked up. We're at 15 volts. Let's start it up. Check engine lights on. Do one more smart scan, see if those same codes come back. And then we'll diagnose. Yep, let's look at that. PCM 9 codes. Crazy. Alright, in the PCM, the glare is getting a little ridiculous. We have a P0113 air intake temperature sensor 1 circuit high, and all the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 codes pending. A whole bunch of battery voltage below thresholds, so the battery's shot. Let's double check the air intake air temp sensor, and then let's just check one of these connectors, see if the ground is good. Alright, let's do a couple quick checks with a test light. So from battery positive, if I find the ground, it's going to light up. So checking the cam position sensor here on the front bank. I opened it up just to see the wiring colors, so we were looking for the black wire. And the black wire says no test light. That is not a good ground. Then I'm checking an ignition coil. It's a 3-wire coil, 2 fat wires and 1 ground. Nothing there. It looks like they probed some of the wires there, and then the solenoid for the valve, variable valve lift system, also no ground. So how are these ignition coils firing without a ground? Well, it looks like the PCM has the main driver. The ground must be for, I don't know what, maybe a noise isolation, but it's not critical. That's why the car still runs. But we're missing those 2 grounds. So let's look under the intake manifold, see if we can find those G914A and G927. Bingo. Right here, I took the air box out. What is this? Sure looks like a bolt that was taped up. So this is the maybe a capacitor for the ignition system, and also one of the ground wires that's supposed to go right there. So you can see nothing's plugged in, all the connectors are loose. This is what you get when you rush a job and you don't connect everything where it belongs. So I'm going to show this to the technician here who worked on it and be like, hey, there's your missing ground. So I showed the technician, and he was surprised, impressed, a little disappointed in himself, but very appreciative that we found the problem. So untaped. He was like, I put the tape on there so I wouldn't lose the bolt, obviously, but it was just never reinstalled. So let's reinstall that and make sure all the grounds came back. Okay, service info didn't lie. I had to dig under there, and look, I found another one. Taped up bolt. There's the ground wire, so symmetrical on both heads. Let's reinstall those. Put this thing back together, fire it up, make sure the check engine light is off. I'm finding more evidence of sloppy work. This black bracket here does not belong here, because then you can't clip in these connectors into the right spot, and the bottom of the bracket isn't even doing anything. It's like up against the plastic of the intake manifold, but it's not bolted in. I just don't understand. That's definitely not the right spot for it. You can just see it's like smashed up against there. So I'm going to let the shop owner know that's definitely wrong, and well, he'll have to either pay me to fix it right or have the technician redo this. By the way, the ground here is restored. See, the test light's lighting up. So we're good. Plug that in, clear the codes, make sure it starts and runs, but I don't know who's going to fix this mess. Also notice that we're a quart low on oil at least, is below the low mark, and we're way over full on the coolant. Oh well. Alright, here we go. Let's fire it up. That's a little better. We'll do one more smart scan for good luck. PCM is happy. Check engine lights off. What can I say? Try to find shops that do quality work and pay attention to details. Here, the technician said that he was the one who took it apart, but he wasn't the one who put it back together. That's a red flag. You want the same technician doing the job from start to finish, because otherwise, if you don't take it apart, putting it back together is actually really hard. Like if a customer brings me a vehicle, it's halfway torn apart, I'm going to return it like that, because putting it back together sometimes is not straightforward, and you don't know where each fastener came from. So that's just work procedure. You want you want the shops to follow that and pay attention to details. So that's it. I think we're done with this Chrysler. We got a whole bunch of codes here. Probably yeah, system voltage. It needs a battery. It needs gas. It needs a quart of oil. It needs that bracket repositioned, so they're going to clean that up. But we're done here. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.